Hello Ride-On people. So another thing I want to do this weekend if I get the chance is I want to fit some more protective stickers to the panniers, just a clear film that will stop some of the scuffs when you like put your foot over and kick it with your heel, etc. Maybe I should have put it on before the World Adventure stickers I put on. I'm not really sure. But anyway, I'm going to have a little play. I'll show you how I do it, what technique I use, and we'll see how it comes out. Hopefully pretty good. Stay tuned. So I brought one of the panniers in, and I've set it up on the table here. And don't forget, always ask permission, kids, before bringing in something that's dirty into the house to play with. Otherwise you'll be in trouble with the missus. And as you can see, it's pretty filthy in places, so I'm going to give it a good clean up. You can use whatever products work for you. Rubbing alcohol might be very good on stainless steel, for instance. I don't have any of that, so I'm just going to use some of these Wyman stainless steel wipes, which are typically used on fridges, and some kitchen roll. You can use microfiber cloths and whatever products you like, as I say. I'm just going to try with those to start with. And I brought in the left hand pannier, and the reason why I've done that is if you make a complete mess of wrapping it with the clear film, then it's going to show less when you remove it, if there's any residue left, being on the left hand side of the bike when you put it on the side stand. And I'm going to start cleaning at the back here, which again I would recommend the back or underside if you're not sure about the products. Like, I've not used these on stainless panniers before, and I want to make sure they don't leave horrible residue streaks or maybe even something permanent. So test it in an area that isn't going to show before you finish cleaning it all over in the good bits where you want to cover it, like this top bit, which is prone to being kicked. So I finished cleaning the panniers, and I think it's kind of exceeded my expectations actually in terms of cleanliness. This product, Wyman, has done a really good job. If you see any marks on the panniers here, they're light scratches that have been caused otherwise, but it's done a really good job. Having said that, you know, results may vary, and if your panniers turn black as a result of using Wyman stainless steel wipes, who I'm not affiliated with, don't come running to me, but they seem to have done the job here. So the next step is to make some templates, and basically in terms of public service announcement, there's approximately 9 billion unused photocopiers and printers around the world. And if you look in the trays of those printers, you'll find this paper. Very useful for making templates, as is a thin Sharpie black pen, a ruler, some sharp scissors. So let's have a bash at making some templates, and then we'll get into the wrapping. Okay, so the first thing I've done is just mock up a piece of paper over the top. I've used the little inlay section here, and I've just used some Scotch masking tape to keep the whole thing in situ. A little bit of sellotape clear Scotch tape across the middle there. So that's the middle bit. Now I've got to do the trickier bit of inlaying something across here and down here towards the catch. So let's see how we get on here. Okay, so I've inlaid this straight bit of paper here. This is the original line, that's the original line, and I'll just cut that roughly. And then the second part of that same sheet, I've used a good cut on that to line this up, and that'll give me my other constant there. And then the premise is you just got to cut out little templates for these bits, which are a bit smaller and easier to manage than try and do the whole thing at once. So I'm just going to tape those in place, and then I'll get onto the fiddly bits. Okay children, so you see how I've just inlaid these little squares at the end. Nothing complicated about that, actually just done by hand, by eye. and now I've just got a little square which I've just cut in half, and each half is simply going to overlay on that, stick in place, and it'll give you your cut out around the lock there. Pretty simple stuff, so easy to do. Okay, so I finished masking it up, and relatively happy with it. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect because it is a clear film at the end of the day, but I think this will be kind of good enough. So the key thing now is to take the template off, just cut off any little excess bits of tape, and then lay it down on the sticker roll which has come here, and cut it out, I guess. So let's see. So my good friends at Amazon have sent me this. This is a 3M Scotchgard clear paint film roll. It's a 12 by 72 inches, which is 5 feet, and it's made or supplied by this company called Vivid, made in Canada. And basically, let's open it up and see whether it's good enough to do the job. So this was stuck together with some particularly sticky tape, and what it's done is it's created a blemish in, I don't think the camera will pick it up, but it's just there, and it's created a blemish in the plastic, and obviously I don't want that showing up on the pannier, and so I'm just put a ruler down there, straight line, going to cut a section out. Okay, so next I've overlaid my template onto the backing. This is the underside of the template, and this is the underside of the backing, so the plastic is underneath. And I've just put a couple of big bits of tape just to hold it in situ whilst I map the outline before cutting it out. Okay, so now I've gone around the template, used a ruler to get all these edges sharp. I'm just going to take off the tape now and just tidy it up in places. So I've finished marking it out now. Got a nice clear outline. Used the ruler to sharpen up the lines of the rough template that I created. And now let's cut it out and see how it fits. Now at this point when you're cutting out, I would recommend junking the scissors and go with a really sharp knife. This is a Japanese paring knife made by Shun, and it is incredibly sharp. So I'm using that to cut this out on this wooden block. But you could use a Stanley knife, box cutter, or another equally sharp blade, and I recommend doing that to get a nice, sharp, clean cut edge. Okay, so I finished the cut out now, and want to overlay it on the pannier. It's nice and flush at the edges all around. I want to lay it over the top here where my sticker is. It matches nicely. So key to that is really just put a bit of masking tape on the sticker, press it all down in each of the areas it needs to fit, make any final trimming adjustments, and then you're good to go. Now the key thing is, now I have this template, of course the other lid for the other pannier should be exactly the same. So now I can lay this out and use this as a template for the other pannier. Okay, so I've overlaid the shape that I'm going to fit on the bike onto some more backing paper to create a new cut out. I remember when you're cutting this second one, you need to cut just a hair's whisker inside the lines, because effectively this will be slightly bigger than the template you created, or rather the lines that you do is slightly bigger than this. So make sure you do that. Okay, I'm going to cut this second one out, and then we're going to go fit the first one, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so we're finally ready to fit it. I've just loosely put some masking tape on to make sure everything's in the same, it's in the right location and lines up, which it does. So hopefully will be good. And of course, if you can only protect one part of the bike, I would definitely say do the lids, because the lids, you may want to strap stuff to it, and of course you're going to kick it a lot getting on and off the bike. Even if you don't, your pillion will, no doubt. So well worth investing in some clear tape, and for my money 3M's the best. I had one of my Porsches wrapped in 3M and hit quite a large object in the road, and there was no damage to the car. So I really rate it in terms of strength, and also in terms of adhesion and ease of applying. Okay, so the key here is to roll back a little bit of paper, cut a section out, fold it over, and then smooth it down. You can keep doing that all the way through until you've done it. So I'll fold this back. This section I've already begun. There's a couple of little air bubbles, which I'm just going to use this plastic card with a rubber tip to it to work them out. Hopefully you'll get all the air bubbles out. If you don't, chances are, parked in the hot sunshine on a hot day, the air bubbles will work themselves out themselves. If they've not gone within a few months, you can always pinprick them with a pinpoint of a needle or something, and that will help alleviate the air. But if you can get them out yourself, even better. Sometimes you may have to roll the plastic back a bit and refix it, but a bit of trial and error, take your time, and it's not too difficult.